All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're online, ready to go, ready to rumble. Okay, let's go, let's go. There's a lot of stuff to go over tonight, so grab your pen and paper because tonight I have some stuff that I normally don't share with the public, but now it's kind of like it's time to let you know why our clients are so successful and what some of the stuff they're doing and successful in other areas. And I don't really advertise this because it's more in-house because once we bring them in, we build them up to these particular levels. But there's a whole different change because some things broke open today that I've been working on and so on. Now it's just now a thing for you to go ahead and have things work out. So let's grab pen and paper. Let's get going. All right. Let's go. Let's see what it is and what we got to go, what we're going to do. Zoom, 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 and a boom, boom, boom. Okay, cool beans. And bingo, bango. Okay, all right. All right, you see the lady? She's a happy teacher. She's one happy teacher. All right. Okay, what we do at Corporate Credit Blueprints is that one thing we do. We do have some good teachers and trainers inside of some of the things that we do. But also they're kept kind of like behind the scenes because we don't get out with them too much. I only deal with certain people because of how they are, and some people that if I had them deal with them, it'd be a whole other story. So, but also I want to say to you that one thing you want to begin to understand is building business credit is really an exciting trip if you really know what it is and what you're doing. Even if you don't know what you're doing, it's still exciting because you're guided along the way to make it happen. So one thing I want to let you know, again, over at Corporate Credit Blueprints, again, if you want, like I said, you can go to corporatecredit-blueprints.com and always leave a message, or we have another Corporate Credit Blueprints site where you can go ahead and log in there, but that'll be up shortly in another week. All right, but I want to let you right now, you can go to www.corporatecredit-blueprint.com, www.corporatecredit-blueprints.com, and you can go there and just put your name down, and I believe there's a space you can put new, old, or interested in what program. I think it's been readjusted or will be, one of the two. All right, so that's what Corporate Credit Blueprints is all about. Let's move forward. Let's move rumble. All right, one thing again, Corporate Credit Blueprints, who can help you build your business credit with no personal guarantee or credit check. And with that said, if you want to dive into the arena of your business credit, and on top of that, to go ahead and have some of your personal credit taken care of, I told you before we had one, and I never really talk about it because I only give it to people that come in to the business credit because you need both of those married together. Some people come in there clean, it's perfect, it's beautiful, so you don't have to really clean up too much. They just got to go ahead and show them how to go ahead and whatever credit they get, cash line credits they get, is how to move it around so it always moves around to pay the bills as you're growing. Because sometimes some people do work still to go ahead and build it, and that's one thing that's great. And so we have these other programs that are available that when they do this, they're able to move things around. All right. So one thing also, that's the vision, that's the strategy, that is all the stuff that we go. So you have the action, the plan, the strategy, and the vision. So the vision gives you the strategy gives you the plan, and the plan you take the action. So that's what the vision is about. You have to have some kind of vision first. Now, I don't mean the vision is doom and gloom. I don't know why you people like having doom and gloom vision. And he's like, you see me moving around? I'm grabbing this bottle of water from the water behind me. You see the lake? I just filled the bottle up. Not really. All right. So now, what we're going to go do here is this. Also, another thing. One of the programs that we do have. This is a program that we just started, maybe 6 months ago. But it's a new program. It's Unsecured Personal. Maybe there. But it's and we fine tune it. Now we fine tune it with our students and with ourselves because we want to make sure it's going to work. Then we bring it to the table, but I really don't talk about it. You might not hear me talk about this for another, I don't know when. But anyways, it's Unsecured Personal Small Business Startup Hard Money Loans, okay? It's a hard money business credit up to 100K. Up to. Don't hear 100K. It's up to. All right? And the requirements, got to have a score. Got to have a 680 score across the board. Primary officers, what the guarantor of your business, whether it's an LLC. Now, the corporation is different. You need to have another special paper, which I'm not going to talk about. You can't have any collections. At least there's two primary individuals. At least two primary individuals, if there's going to be two. Trade line accounts and good standing accounts that you're responsible for, which means personally that you're responsible for. One additional primary trade line, preferably a credit card with zero or very low balance and good amount available. They will consider all applications and consider reports. Unlimited authorized trade line accounts are okay, but let me tell you what we mean by that. A lot of people gone crazy. Personal trade lines, not business trade lines. Personal trade lines. Accounts are okay, but must have less than 10% utilization and a good history. A lot of people don't understand that authorized trade line is very dangerous and not dangerous. Authorized trade line, you want someone that has at least 5 to 10 cards, because they can take that one card and put it to the side and not use it. But if you have somebody who only has like 2 or 3 cards, you're in the danger zone, because if they use it, the utilization goes up, you get hit too. So that's one of the things people really make you aware of. When you're becoming an authorized user as a trade line, you're now become at the mercy of the other person if they don't have a lot of cards. If they don't have a lot of cards, then you're gambling. So just be aware. Also, another thing, low debt utilization to talk about. Any accounts over 35% will have to be paid off or down to 15 to 10%. In the business name and EIN, copy of ID and social number if you're going to do the program. But I said up to 100K. All right. Now that is not credit cards. All right. It is cash credit. All right. So that's one of the things we have inside the program for people that have they're just beginning their business. They have these requirements. And it's up to 100K depending on what they have here. And some people they have their utilizations off the roof. So that's one thing we want to make you aware of. Now, also another thing is this. This is where you learn how the line of defense works. So let me ask you, if you got the main company 100K, up to 100K, then guess what? You're able to go ahead and do it with your divisions. They don't care. Okay? It doesn't really matter. We don't care about that. It doesn't matter because how it's structured. Now you get 100K on top, 100K on the bottom, 100K on the other one. That's $400,000. Now remember I told you debt follows tax ID. Even a guarantor for the business for this particular program does not affect the guarantor. Now of course you got to pay the bill, pay the money, but what you're using with that money for, that's what we show you. See, this is where we talk about the inside stuff. The inside stuff that we do, we encourage, but they do something with it. And then they get rid of it. And within a year. You want to get rid of it within a year. Some have already gotten rid of it already. Because they're about 5 months into it, but because they did some stuff. What this came about was from the last class I had about the real estate people, the 8, and we came up with something. We've been working on this and working on this and working on this. And guess what? Guess where the money comes from? It comes from them. Not them personally now, but from the business. I'm telling you folks, you've got to learn how to use your cards. They don't teach you any of this. They teach you how to keep getting more and get into debt. But you've got to be able to do this. But also another thing, students, they pay for the program, and they pay to get the money. I'm not going to lie to you. They pay to get the money. But it's not free. If you want free, go. I don't know what free is anymore. What is free? Frightening, reoccurring, evidence of excitement? I don't know. All right, so now, but that's where we're teaching why the SS4. That's why I want you folks to understand what's so important and powerful about this. What if you had $100,000, you put it on, well, never mind. I'll give it away, and then just the students will shoot me. All right. Anyways, so yeah, there's a lot you can do with that money, and then get rid of it. Then get rid of it. In other words, you just get out of it. You go ahead and you just close it out, or you can go ahead and close it out on the business, but keep it on the personal side. Interesting, isn't it? Well, how did I come up with that? I wonder. Would that be part of your emergency fund for the personal side? Not to buy a Lamborghini. If you're not making that kind of money to buy a Lamborghini, no, it's used for emergencies in case COVID 500 shows up. Or Delta 22 or Delta Force. All right. Another thing is this. On your personal credit, what we work. Now, I told you before on the personal credit, we worked our personal credit as well. This is what actually we give our clients. Now, these are the clients that are in the bigger programs. These are the clients that are in the bigger programs. And one thing about that in the bigger programs is that when you go there, one thing what you begin to learn is that you have all the other areas in life that you got to get together. So here, this is a personal credit restoration service. It's called a mini scrub. 10 inquiries or less, the traditional method. In-house 2 rounds of aggressive correspondence to the bureaus on your behalf, sent from the post office with tracking numbers over 90-day period, which means it takes about 90 days to get everything completely done on a mini scrub. A mini scrub is very powerful, but a lot of people don't know how to do a mini scrub. I'm not talking deletion. I'm talking scrub. All right? Scrub. No hero has nothing on that. No other company has nothing on this. Maybe one other person I got to say, because I'm not really sure what he uses, but a mini scrub is very, very powerful. I don't talk about it a whole lot. This is the first time. I told you we have our clients come in and we help them with their credit, but this is one of the ways that we have it. And the mini scrub is very powerful, but it is it's put it this way. It's not made for the weak. Now, the full scrubbing. Now, if you want a full scrub, ooh-wee. That's 4 rounds of disputes, including bankruptcies, items, inquiries included, and call to each bureau on your behalf by our team of former credit bureau employees to try and expedite the removal of the inquiries and any other items. This is, let me tell you, it takes about 120 days. I wanted to say 180 just because to get the buffer, but the average is overall has been 120 days. But look at what you took you years. Some of you took you years to destroy your credit. So now you can't wait 120 days. Forget it. And then I'll show you after what comes with that. Here's the thing. Once you invest your money getting this scrub, I'm going to show you what comes up after this. So now, but this is what we actually we do for our clients that come in on the bigger programs. In the bigger programs. Why? Because you're going to need it. You want to make sure, because you're going to learn how to get one and get the other. Let's say you get an American Express card, you're going to get an American Express card on the personal side. You're going to get one on the business, you get one on the personal side. There's something magic what you do with American Express that'll give you one personal because of the business. All right. Also your city cards, your business, your corporate city card. When's the last time have anyone ever spoken about a corporate city card? Not one person I've had heard in a long time. Now, we talked about it years ago, and I talked about it recently in the early 2020. This year? No, last year. No one talks about it. How about the corporate MasterCard? No one talks about those. Some of you are ready to get the corporate MasterCard, but you've got to have the visions in order to have it done right. That's what's so exciting about the other areas, that the other people that I worked with, we came up with that first program we talked about, the harmony thing, because, and I'm telling you, a lot of them do have a full-time job, and so there's some things we do, it's late night, like 10 o'clock at night, and that's 12 o'clock on the East Coast, because they're really excited about it and they're not afraid. It's like this: if you don't take any risk, that people have a different risk tolerance, and I get it. And so anyways, let's move on to the next thing. This is why it's important Because on the primary starter individual trade line accounts, this is what happens. After we get you all cleaned up, what follows right behind it, I mean right behind it, once we got the clearance, everything's clear, right behind it includes 6 starter accounts and 3 more authorized accounts monitoring credit. All right, there's monitoring the credit, but it includes 6 starter accounts with 3 more authorized accounts on top of your clean credit report. And then there's monitoring, we monitor the credit for you. There's 3 department store cards, 3 shopping accounts, I'm not going to tell you which ones, a furniture account, a backyard equipment or furniture account, either one or both. There's one on the top, one on the bottom, depending. Vacation financing account. No one knows what that is. Nobody knows what a vacation account is. Think about it for a minute. Anyways, an Amazon shopping account. This is all the stuff when you get everything cleaned up, that falls right behind you. Now, a big screen TV like a movie theater in your living room. This way you can go ahead and watch my video below. All right, also a new car. This is what happens when you join the bigger program. Some people don't need that, so we don't add it. We don't do it. If you don't need it, fine, because you got an 800 score, you can do all this stuff. You don't need this. You can apply for all that stuff. But having all this stuff gets everybody in the wazoo, wa bam, bada boom, bada bang. This is a very, that's what I'm saying. I don't talk about it a lot because a lot of other businesses talk about this. No, when you come in, this is what you get. When you sign for the bigger program, this is part of it if you need it. If you don't need it, it's not it, because this stuff won't help you. But if you do need it and you have dirty credit coming in, that's okay. We'll get you cleaned up in about 120 days. And then also we're building your business credit. And on top of that, yada, yada, yada. And then also another thing. Here's one thing another people don't tell you. Remember I told you about the hard money thing up front for the business, to get your business, to get started. We have people that will go ahead, that will charge you a fee to go ahead and be the guarantor for that $100,000 for your business. And there's a way everything gets secured so you don't get bamboozled on. So there's a lot of things that we do that a lot of people don't realize, that either don't know about, or don't share about. This is the stuff that goes behind the scenes. That's why I always talk about the basics. But underneath that, it's like we got a lot going on. And we are like how to put it this way. We don't play on that area. That's why I don't talk about it a whole lot. The only reason why I came out with it now is getting towards the end of the year. A lot of people want to have the credit cleaned up by the beginning of the year. Well, there you go. You have an opportunity. You start now. By January next year, you have all this on there. Now, next thing is this. Borrowed money is not taxable. Folks, I don't care if you're in the personal or you're in the business or wherever you're at. Borrowed money is not taxable. Get that through your noggin. If I had it my way, I would have all you borrow as much money as you can in the business. Take a business loan from the business to loan you money and pay all your cards off. And you just deal with the payment for the business, because you can write the whole thing off. But a lot of you are, the interest rate's so high. Man, you get to write the interest rate off, but I'm not making any money. Then you can carry it forward and get a credit. I mean, what really blows my mind, if you really do your research, a lot of people do, how can I say this? I have, okay, now I say this because I do look at a lot of the business, what do they call it again? The business credit videos that people do. I listen to them and I kind of forward, backwards, and I pull like 10 up at a time this way and look at them and compare what they're saying. Everyone's saying the same thing. But you never hear them talk about borrowed money is not taxable. That's just one thing you don't hear about. Then on top of that, the reason I'm saying this, why I say this, is that borrowed money is not taxable, whether it's on the personal side or the business side. But I say, you know what? Pay all your cards off for the corporation you work for. I wouldn't suggest it too much with an LLC, but with a corporation, I highly suggest it. Because the LLC, again, I've already shown you, you don't have much protection. You have a little, but not a much when it comes to your money when you actually move it around, because the board can give you permission to get a loan. Yeah, you can do it with the LLC too, but it's not as powerful when you have a board meeting and through the minutes and another piece of paper that they sign that authorizes you to do it. Then you're allowed to go ahead and they'll give you the loan. They loan you the business money. They pay all your debt off. Now the company make that a deal, and guess what? The company is now allowable to write off. Just tell your CPA how to do it. I've carried some stuff all the way forward in taxes before. My God, it's nice. Who cares if it's 82% interest rate? It comes right off the top. But I'm not making no money. Oh, well, we'll just carry it forward then. But you've got to. But here's one thing I make you aware of, though. You've got to make some money at least in the 5th year. Being 5 years incorporated, you really got, or your LLC, active 5 years. You've got to start actually doing something and so on. If you have stuff, if you've shown stuff before, and if you've had filed before, you had like 3 good years and a slow year, that's fine. So they're not going to boot you out. But in the beginning, if you're beginning, you've got to have at least, your 5th year, you've got to be showing some kind of profit that just cuts you off. I'm telling you the truth. But that's what I'm saying. You can move all that forward. So you start making money. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy what you can really do. And so now all the burden rests on the business, not your back. And then the credit cards. Some of you have personal credit cards that should be in the business. And man, you can do a lot with that. So remember, borrowed money is not taxable. Now, also another thing that we don't tell people, I don't advertise this. An Age Deluxe Shelf Acquisition Package. Age company, transfer is 3 to 9 years old. Filing and transfer fees paid. EIN number, tax ID, of course. Good tax ID. I don't like EIN. I like tax ID because that's what it is, a tax ID. EIN, employer identification number. But tax ID is the same thing. Anyways, 14 primary trade line accounts for Dun & Brad and Dun & Bradstreet. So, now, these here are from also, reason why we have these, because the students that I've had, I showed them how to get the years on their properties and their businesses. In fact, there's some businesses that have gone, some people have businesses out there, let's say they didn't do all their filing correctly, now they got to pay a fee, like, $500, $750 for a corporation, okay? Now, whatever state that's in, it might be worth paying that because it'll be aged and then you can sell the age. But no one knows really where do I find these at? We find them all the time. That's what we do. And then we have build them up, and people that have other business established and their division established, we show them what they can do with the division with another company that they found, and then we can go ahead and market it. But here's the thing. Divisions are very powerful, and now you're going to know why I keep preaching about divisions. These yo-yos out there don't even discuss to you the opportunity that you have to create yourself another kind of income, because you have divisions and there's a way to do it, and it's just crazy. So anyways, let me move on before I get on a soap opera box. All right, let me see. I'm looking at my time because my people are flagging me down. All right, now the next thing is this. Never underestimate the influence of private money lending. What did I tell you in the beginning? Hard money lending for a business up to 100K. Credit line. Not a loan, credit line. But the loan is even worse. Loans are kind of like, okay, great. You know what? You get a loan, yay. But when you close it out, it's because you can't do it. But when you have a credit line, hey, you spent it off, no problem. You pay it back, still have it. But when you pay the loan off, it's kind of like, ugh. That's why I always say you can get credit line, even in personal credit line, get credit lines. You do credit lines. I like credit lines compared to credit cards. Credit cards are cool. Only thing, this is what I'm going to say. Credit cards are cool if you get them at least a 2 or 3 or maybe 0 or even 5% interest rate. All right, because they're going to charge you when you use a credit card 3%, so that's 8%. So But if you have it at 0%, you're going to pay 3%. So, okay. But other than that, it doesn't really matter. All I'm saying is that because sometimes that 3% makes a difference in the money you want. That's the only reason why. But if you don't need it, it doesn't matter. Like I said, if it's 82%, so what? You get to write it off. But that's one of the big things I really got to let you guys understand is that never underestimate the influence of private money. You realize the money that I'm just talking about from about 6 months ago is put together by the group that the real estate people, because they understood what I was talking about. And so we came up with this. Now they've all taken one of the divisions and moved all the cards to that are cash line cards. Now they're still divided on the divisions. But that one we did that, we called and we did this and we did that, and now all the money's there. And we just went by the requirement that an average place usually goes by. And it's hard money, right? And the program, they really do charge. They charge like anybody else out there. That percentage fee for doing it. And a lot of people, the people that complain, they complain because they know when they complain about it, is that they're thinking again like personal credit. Do you think Bezo worried about the interest rate overall? Now, I'm pretty sure you're going to buy real estate. You don't want to buy real estate permanently at 16%. But if you have bad credit and you're still going to give you a loan to go ahead and rehab and fix and flip a house, then you count your blessings because you're getting a 16%, but it's going to allow you to make 20 or 30 or let's say 15, 12. Wait, this to go lower this 5,000. No, 12,000, 15,000, $20,000. Well, you're only going to do it for like 4 or 5 months, so what do you care? So again, that's a write-off, you guys. You've got to look at what your ROI or your yield is based on. The yield is based on how long you have the money. 16% might give you a 137% return on the money you get at the end of the game. So you can't just look at the interest rate. You really can't. So, but one of the things really that people don't understand when they complain about the interest rate, they're coming from the personal mentality. The personal mentality is the one that kills you. You're not in the personal arena. And that's where most entrepreneurs fall apart. They keep looking at this, well, the payment's going to be high. Well, guess what? Then don't borrow it. Which means, what I mean by don't borrow it on the personal side. Do it on the business side and borrow it where you can write off the money. If you're going to get a loan on the personal side, get a credit card. If they're going to give you a personal loan for $45,000, ask them if you can get a credit line. The reason why I don't like loans is because they give it to you all in one lump sum, and you just can't take it when you want it. You got to take all of it, and now you got to figure out how to maneuver it and everything else. Because if you pay it off, then you're hit. So you got to figure out how to let it sit, make the payment, and figure, okay, great, blah blah blah. But all I want to let you know is that, again, never underestimate the influence of private money. Another thing is this: we have the silver platter business in a box. An all-inclusive life transformation package option. Let me tell you why. Here's the option. You go through the entire process while you're also learning how to help others go through this as well. It's called the Pay It Forward program. This is when someone's really serious about learning how to go ahead, not only do their divisions, how to go ahead and move the money around, how to make the money work for them, which means you have to move it around between your personal business and your personal card to your business, where you got to move it around, and you have to become an expert at moving it around. Timely fashion. Because one thing you begin to learn, you learn how to move it around so you can actually have items structured. Then on top of that, you learn when to go apply. You learn when you go apply for this card. You learn about the corporate cards. The corporate MasterCard. Google it. Right now out there, Google the corporate MasterCard. Google the corporate Diners card. Google the corporate Discover card. Hello. How about the corporate Visa? Anyways. I would say, I'm just saying. All right, let's move on. But this is one powerful program. This program you, it's a very high, because you get, anyways, not only do you get a corporation, you get a lot of stuff that goes with it. And it's really, put it this way, it's for someone that's really serious in life, that really wants to build their business, that has a business going, but you know what, they don't have it structured right. Then we go ahead and take this one. Put it this way, this is a 3-figure program. 3-figure. Because the thing is, we have to take what you already have and we have to absorb it through this so you can clean it really up, and you'll be surprised how powerful that is. And then you can have one ready to start selling. It's awesome. And then we show you how to go. This program, we show you how to look. The people down here are in the 100K program. And then they go ahead and show how. So it's all hands. In other words, I cannot duplicate myself, so I have to duplicate it through them so they can do it, and then they come, and then we teach them, we have a class and everything else and so on. Anyways, but this is awesome because the Pay It Forward program really works. It really does. All right, cool. Now, I've talked about being the money connector. You know where some of these people got their money from? Now, of course, we had a, a beta program, if you want to say. Let's call it a beta program. The beta program, the money connector, the thing is that the money connector allows us to connect now people with money, but we tried it out, now we have the money connector. The money connector allows you to make money so you can afford the things to build. You don't even have to do this after, but some people, what they've done, they're now developing their own little division as a money connector. Why? Because they're learning how to use their money to do what they need to do. They've learned it. So the money connector is this. Oh, remember I said borrowed money wasn't money connector? You connect the money connector to real estate people that flip. That's the most safest place to put your money if you're going to flip it. If you're going to lend money out inside of that particular arena, the hard money program, we know it's a higher risk area. That's why they charge what they're going to charge. But the money connector is that the asset is that's why they can afford to go ahead and be kind of a little more competitive in that area. So one thing I want to say to you is that the money connector is one of the most powerful forms that you can do because it allows you to do it to get to where you want to go. You have money now to go ahead and pay for things. Now let me ask you, start at the one program, one level, you can go ahead and move your way up. Say, you know what, I made my money, now I want to go ahead and go. Okay, cool, let's go, let's dance. So remember, borrowed money is not taxable. Also, corporations only pay tax when they make a profit. Now, I'm not saying to zero yourself out. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this. If you don't make a profit, it's cool because you don't pay taxes on it. But don't go out of your way try to finagle stuff because then you'll get in trouble. The IRS is not dumb. They're not stupid. They've seen enough things go through the system. They'll know. That's why I say remember I tell you there's 6,555 pages in the IRS code? And only one page tells you how you have to pay your taxes. And the other 6,554 pages tells you how you can write off taxes for your business. Here's one thing. If you go and really study the code, you're going to find out that you can actually take it to that level because you use all the codes. But my thing is this, I print out the codes that go with what the write-off is. I know it sounds crazy and it sounds like probably anal, but when you send out like a package this thick with the codes on it, each page, they can't argue against their own code. And then you make sure it fits that bucket. See, when you know how it fits that bucket, you can take it there. But that's why you got to hire yourself a CPA. Say, look at bucket maker. Don't you tell me what I can't do. I want to know out of the 6,554 pages, what can I really write off? And it fits the page. Not like maybe. I want nothing made up. I want the IRS to know that my page, all these pages, tell me exactly what I can write off and exactly what to do. Even it has something, section 2, 436, 192 tells you that so on and so on that you can. Hold on, folks. I got the queen calling. Yes, folks, I have the queen on the phone. How are you doing? Yeah, I got you. What you doing? So, anyways, so what I want to let you know that all this stuff that you do in life that you begin to find out is real simple. Also, another thing is this. This is where you begin to learn not to bring the pain home. Never bring the pain home. See, here's one thing. If you structure your business, do you think Bezo has to worry about bringing, if his company went BK right now, well, I don't think he's even part of it. I think July was his last time. But Bezos, do you think he has to worry about someone knocking on his door? No, you don't have to worry about it at all. You guys worry about it because the way you set everything up in the beginning. Some of you so far off base, I'd be like, whoa. Here's the thing. You cannot afford not to have it right, and some of you can't afford to afford not to have it done right. This is what I'm telling you. This is why I don't really go through a lot of stuff we do behind the scenes, because the people that behind the scenes that work with us are really, they're dedicated, they're serious, and they really want to, they're up to getting someplace. I got some lady that's 82 years old. 82 years old. And she put me to shame. She has more energy, I think, than a 20-year-old. She's crazy. But yeah, this lady, she's 82 years old. And man, she's taken the thing from the real estate thing arena. She's built her credit. She came in with nothing. I mean, her credit was good. Her score was fine. But not really any kind of credit cards, nothing over $1,000. Man, she's Queen Sheba now. Really is. All right. And then, let's see, what else? So you learn how to bring the pain home. When you learn this, you become more powerful because now you start applying almost everywhere. That's why I said corporate credit cards, corporate Visa, corporate MasterCard. A lot of you get the business MasterCard. There's a difference between the two. That's why I say that corporate, not the business, I say the corporate American Express is way more powerful than the business American Express. Anyways, okay, here we go. Now I want to say thank you for being here tonight. And most of all, I want to say you're awesome. You're great. Thank you so much for being here. Again, if you have any questions on what I talked about tonight, folks, guess what? Guess what? Call us. If you really have to get in and get out and going, get up and get out and go, or let's get her done. Look at, for whatever business you're at, what other corporate credit building place you're at, all I say to you is, guess what? Bring what you have. Let's do a doctor diagnosis, and let's see what we can do to get you to the next level of really playing the big game, getting into big boy arena. And then how about this? I don't want to talk about this either, and I haven't put it up here, but I probably might do it just to give you it's like putting a lemon in your mouth. Not that it's sour, but it gives you let's say something that you just a nice juicy orange that you squeeze into your mouth and it tastes good. And then I want more. That's what I'm gonna do. How about some of you that you have a business going, and here's what no one talks about to you. What about going and taking your business public on the Pink Sheet? Or even here, don't laugh at this, but at the penny stock. Do you realize that when you go to the penny stock or the Pink Sheet arena, the money you receive from there is not taxable, but you don't buy a Lamborghini. You use it to invest in your business and grow. We know how to structure that. That's the reason why I have the business the way I'm structured from the beginning. Some of you already did it wacky, and you have to clean it up, but that's what it is. So what? That's why sometimes you sign up for the bigger program, you already have something, then we'll mix it in if you do that. Now, some of you, another thing is this. You've got to remember, when you know how to do that, some of you even are ready to go. Some of you are ready to go because you probably already have a product. Now, does the product have to be a physical item? Can it be service? Can it be a service? Can it be a service? Some of you already have a product. Some of you already have a product. Yeah, I'm just kind of like drilling that in home to you. Just give us a call, because then I can go ahead and refer you to the attorney that takes that, and we'll go look at it and see if it's worthwhile. Then if so, we take it to the Security Exchange gal, so CPA lady. She checked the numbers to make sure it's cool. And next thing you know, we can start. And penny stock's not that hard to get on. Now, there's no pump and dump either. No. So, with that said, give us a call at 888-471-4252, extension 2001, 888-471-4252, extension 2001, or go to www.corporatecredit-blueprints.com, or call us at 877-819-0891, 877-819-8091. We're looking forward to speaking to you folks. Have a blessed evening, and most of all, remember, you do make a difference.